Hello everyone, and today I'm going to be continuing a series I started a few weeks ago. This is the second video and it is what I have been watching. I talk about YouTubers I've been watching, TV shows, and movies. So I have a lot to talk about today, so make yourself a cup of tea like me or any beverage you'd like, because we're going to be here a while and I just want to jump right into it because like I said, there is a lot to cover. There's three YouTubers, there are three YouTubers that I want to talk about today that I talked about in my first What I've Been Watching video, and I'm just going to mention them. If you guys want to know more what they're about, I will pop up the first one on the screen, but I just don't want to take the time to cover them all because like I said, this is a long list. So my two favorite YouTubers of all time pretty much, and that is Haley Pham and Gabby Reeds. I watch them all the time and they're two of my favorites, and I mentioned them in the last video. And then I also mentioned in the last video Just Destiny, and he's definitely not like my favorites, but his videos are entertaining. So yeah, if you want to know more about them, go watch my other video. The next YouTuber I'll be talking about is Kaylin Nicholson, and I'm not sure that's how you say her name, but she's never actually said her name in a video. Like, she puts her name, but like she doesn't start off like intros like, hi, my name's like, so I don't know how to pronounce it. She also has a channel called Coz, and she is like, I don't even know how to describe her style. It's kind of just about her life, and like she's super like, I don't know, like she's super pretty. She's like really like into like fashion, and like she's really into like yoga. Like she just has her life together. Like her videos are like perfect. Like I can't always watch her that much because it'll just make me feel bad about my life because she has everything so together. But if you really want like motivation to get your life like perfect, she would definitely be the place to go. Like her eating habits are great. Like I feel like she's so good at like giving everything in her life time it needs. Like she knows exactly how much time to give to exercise, how much time to give to like food prepping, how much time to give to like writing in diaries and bullet journals. Like she has everything together, and she seems just like to have so much together. And I know that no one's like perfect, and she has her struggles and everything, and she talks about that, but I mean she just seems to really know how to like, I don't know, like she's just good at life. So if you really need like motivation and want to change something in your life, like she's really great for motivation and getting your life together. So the next YouTuber I'll be talking about is Alex Myers. Not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but we're just gonna go with it. He makes fun of like TV shows and movies, and like points out stuff like about shows that doesn't really make sense, and kind of says what we're all thinking about our favorite shows and TV shows that we've watched. So if you're really into like movies and TV shows, he's pretty funny to watch because he like points out stuff. Like he does a lot of videos about Riverdale and stuff that like doesn't make sense about Riverdale, and yeah, it's just really funny. So the next YouTuber I'm going to talk about is Haley in Bookland, and I watched her way back, and I haven't watched her for a long time. I started watching her a little bit again. I think my name was subconsciously like I got it from hers, but I didn't realize it like after I made my channel Louise Land, because my middle name's Louise, and Louise and Land. I realized later on that Haley in Bookland, the land part, I think I kind of got from that without even realizing it, because I used to be in love with her channel, and I'm starting to like it a lot more now. As I did a video about how I'm writing now, and she just wrote 2 books. She hasn't got them published yet, but she's going to try and get one published, and I was watching some writing videos, and I watched some videos about books, but I've just been watching her more lately since I got into writing. And I know last year she spent a lot of time writing, and I wanted the inspiration, so maybe she could help me want to write more and spend more of my year writing. The next YouTuber I watched some of is Kendall Rae. She has like a lot of different stuff on her channel, but what I watched was these unsolved mystery videos, and I don't really know what to compare them to besides Shane Dawson's conspiracy theory videos. They're very similar, so if you like Shane Dawson's conspiracy theory videos, I'll feel like you really like these unsolved mysteries. They kind of have the same like eerie feeling and give you kind of a creepy vibe, and they're really long like videos, and they aren't rushed, and they're just like really spooky and make you think and get your brain working, that type of thing. So if you like Shane Dawson's conspiracy theory videos, I would highly suggest checking her out. So I'm probably going to butcher this name, but it looked like something like Chandelier Ainsley, something like that, and I'm not sure. I'm so sorry if I'm saying that wrong, which I probably am, but she is a booktuber, and I was just kind of watching, like, she did a few videos of her like ranting about like books, and I thought they were really funny, and I watched some of her videos. I watched maybe like 4 or 5, not a lot, but they were pretty funny, and I could see myself watching her from now on a little bit. So I was editing this video and I realized I forgot to mention I was watching this girl, Abigail Santa, on YouTube, and her channel is based around that she is a mom, and I don't relate to that at all, but she is really motivational. She has a kid, she's going to school, she is working, she had like a seasonal job, and she works out all the time. She's just super motivational, and I really like watching YouTubers that motivate me. So I've been watching a little bit of her. I don't know why I forgot to mention that, but I did. So yeah, I would check her out if you want some motivation in your life, and if you are a parent, I would definitely suggest her, because there's a lot about her parenting and her daughter. So that is all for the YouTubers. Let's get right into the TV shows I've been watching. So the first one was in my last what I've been watching video, and that is Riverdale. It's kind of a cringy show, but I do find it pretty entertaining, so I watch it. Next show I have been watching on Netflix, it is called Nailed It, and it's basically this show where they have people come in and cook these, well, bake these fancy like cakes and stuff, but they're just like average people, and they're supposed to do like these extreme, like what I would call like Pinterest cakes that like are impossible, and it's really funny because they like normally turn out pretty bad, and then it's actually pretty cool because it only has 3 contestants, and one of the contestants wins and they get $10,000, so that's pretty good odds to win $10,000. So like I really want to go on that show, like just learn a tiny bit of baking and then go on that show. But it's really funny because it's like, so like they're pretty bad, the cakes, and it's just funny to see them and watch people try and make these elaborate cakes. And I am on season 2 of Nailed It, I believe, and there's only 2 seasons, so I probably don't have a lot left to watch, but it's super funny. I would suggest it if you need a laugh. Next show I've been watching some of is Jerry Springer, and if you don't know what Jerry Springer is, I'm not going to tell you. I don't know. It's basically the show where people go on and their like girlfriends or boyfriends tell them that they're cheating or something along those lines, and I've always watched this show, and it's pretty sad since I was younger, and you might question my parents like what they were thinking letting me watch this show, because yeah, I don't know how to explain it if you haven't seen it, but yeah. So my dad's name is Jerry, and so he was always really in the part where they'd like beginning they're like Jerry, Jerry. We always watched it when I was younger. I thought it was really funny, and for some reason we would watch it when we went on vacations a lot. Like when we go to Florida, we'd watch it in the morning when it'd be on. And so Jerry Springer has like this warm place in my heart. It's kind of weird, but it was kind of like a family thing. We watched it on vacations. Me and my dad watched it on vacations. It just reminds me of a happy place, so I like watching it. And now me and Michael will watch it a lot together. It's just kind of funny, and then you're like, I lots of time get mad when I watch the show because these stupid people get back with their cheating like significant other, and I'm like, what are you doing? They're obviously gonna do it again. Like, I don't know, but it is a pretty entertaining show. But if you're on the younger side, I would not suggest it because it's not really for younger audiences. This TV show I will be talking about today is Jane the Virgin. I've been watching the show for a really long time, but I haven't been watching it lately, and I just got back into it. Jane the Virgin, if you didn't know, is basically the show where this girl gets artificially inseminated on accident, and she's a virgin, so she's like, how the heck am I pregnant, when the doctor tells her she's pregnant, and it just goes on from there. The story is barely even about that anymore, like so many twists and turns, but I feel like everyone loves the show, and like the actress Jane, like the girl who plays Jane, is just so good at acting, and the show's really entertaining, and I mean, they couldn't keep her like a virgin forever, so I mean that part of it's kind of out the window because she got married and all this stuff. But I feel like the show just has to go on because everyone just loves the characters so much, and yeah, so I feel like that show should just last forever. That is all for the TV shows, so now we are going to talk about the movies I've been watching. I haven't watched a lot of movies, but only two I'm going to be talking about today. The first one is The Nutcracker and the Four Realms. I went to theaters to see this with my boyfriend and his mom. It was really, really good. I loved it. It was really like pretty. Like they put a lot of work into like how everything looked, all the makeup, all the props. Like it was really great and I loved it and I would highly, highly suggest it. And if you guys didn't know what it was about, it's basically, I would say like kind of like a retelling of the Nutcracker where there's this girl like, you know, goes into the world and there's like, I don't really know how to explain it without giving stuff away. So basically if you are into like the Nutcracker or whatever, you'll like this. And the only other movie I watched was called My Teacher, My Obsession, and I have no idea why I watched this. I knew what it is going into it. I would not suggest it, but I just needed like a really like, I don't even know how to explain it, like weird movie that night. Like I didn't want to just watch some stupid like comedy movie or something. I wanted something a little like weird, and I don't know. I just wanted something like that. It's basically about this girl who not really falls in love. I don't want to say, because love shouldn't be thrown around like that. She wants to have sex with her teacher pretty much, and she befriends the teacher's daughter to get like closer to him, and it turned into like a lot darker than I thought it would. Like not that that's not messed up, but I just kind of thought the movie was more going to be like, I don't know, like more like just her wanting to get with the teacher, but it got pretty messed up and there was like murders. People were trying to kill people in this. No one actually died, but like the people were trying to kill people, and it got a lot darker, but it was pretty entertaining. I wouldn't really suggest it because it's pretty messed up, but if you're kind of into that darker type of thing, I guess I would suggest it. If you want something a little messed up and kind of disturbing, then yeah, but if you want a fun, nice movie, I would not suggest this. So that is it for this episode of what I have watched. The weird thing about this list is most of this has taken place over the month of December, and as you notice, there was not really any Christmas movies on here except for the Nutcracker. Normally I love Christmas movies. I watch all the Christmas movies, and school was like, it was the last day of school. It was Friday, and then that Tuesday was Christmas, and I had so much going on. I did a bunch of stuff with my boyfriend's family on Christmas, and I just didn't have time to watch Christmas movies. On Christmas, I started Rudolph, but I got like 10 minutes into it, and then me and my boyfriend had something to go do with his family, and I thought I'd have time to finish it later on during Christmas, like when I got home, and I didn't. So I didn't really get to watch any Christmas movies, and that really sucked because normally I make sure I watch Rudolph, I watch The Grinch, and in the month of November, I did go see the new Grinch movie, but I normally watch the original cartoon. I normally watch a few others. I make sure I fit a few others in there. Normally, I watch Nightmare Before Christmas. That's my favorite movie of all time. I did watch it for Halloween, so that was just a little bit before, but normally I watch it both times. Like, I just didn't get to watch a lot of Christmas movies this year, but I mean, I am getting older and I've seen those movies lots of times, and maybe it's good I took a year off, and maybe they'll seem better next year since I didn't get to see them this year. I don't know, but I'm pretty disappointed because it's like Christmas is over and I have to wait a whole other year to watch them, and I know I could watch them if I wanted to, but like, I hate watching Christmas movies when it's not Christmas because then it just makes me wish it was Christmas and it's not. So anyways, it's kind of disappointing there's no Christmas movies on this list, but I hope you guys enjoyed anyways, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!